Hello everyone, my name is Knight. Today we're going to be talking about how do you enter flow state. You've probably heard about it, and I assume you also have some kind of idea about what it actually is. If I have to give like a definition of it, it's like a state, like it's like you're in a state where basically you have this, you increase your creativity, you're in the zone of whatever tasks you're doing, and you have this sense of fulfillment of whatever you're actually doing. And yeah, that's how I would like put it. But how do you achieve flow state? So before we really get into the video, what I want to say is, if you really want to achieve flow state, if you really want to get something out of this video because you're spending your time into this video, don't just treat this like the other videos, which were pretty good, I assume, which they were giving some real advice, but you have like neglected them and you have probably forgot about what you actually learned in those videos. So let this video be the one that actually help you achieve flow state and maybe even change your life. So to achieve flow state, and the most common thing, like the most common sense thing that you already knew, is you have to like cut off all your fucking distractions. You already know it. I don't want to spend another 5 minutes explaining about why it is important to cut off your distraction to achieve flow state. It's a very basic common sense thing. So if you have if you have a human brain, you already know it. So please just cut off your fucking distractions. Most probably it's your phone, it's the short form content you're consuming, majority of the people. So yeah, that's it. You gotta fucking, like cut it off completely. Like you cannot even balance those shit if you really want to achieve flow state. Like some of you guys treat flow state like when you sound like it's a very easy thing, like it's some shit thing, but it's gonna take time to achieve it, and it's not something that the average people can achieve, right? So in order to achieve flow state, what you really need to do is first cut off your fucking distractions. And after you have cut off your distraction, the most common thing that everyone will say about achieving flow state, which is like which is also true, is you have to have is that you have to focus on only one task, right? You don't have to do multitasking. This thing, every video every video about flow state, you will probably see this thing that they will tell you to stop multitasking and just focus on one task, and it's probably very important. Most of you guys try to multitask. You also have distractions, and at the same time you're trying to like do a lot of tasks at one time, and it's like becomes really impossible to achieve flow state. So what you really need to understand is, if you really want to achieve flow state, and whatever video you go to about flow state, you're gonna find that you're gonna find people telling you that you need to stop multitasking and just focus only one task, and that's how you're gonna achieve flow state. So if you first cut off your distractions, then just have one task that you can really focus on what's important. And after that, what I would say is, there are a lot of things about achieving flow state. I have heard a lot of techniques, but what I really did and what really works for me, like the best. What am I even saying? What you got to do is you have to set your goals, right? You just have to set one particular goal of whatever task that you have to do, like what's important for you. And it's very important. And by tasks, I don't mean like you just have to set a time limit and just do it for that time. No, you just have to have one clear task, not too hard, not too easy, a little bit challenging. Let's say, for example, you have the task of completing, studying 10 pages, and you understand it from yourself. The most you can do is 2 pages in one sitting. What I would advise, if you're in that situation, is that if you can only do 2 pages, you understand it, you can actually achieve 2 pages, you can finish 2 pages in one sitting. Try to challenge it a bit by having a goals, setting a time, setting a deadline, I have to finish 2.5 pages or 3 pages, making it a bit harder but not too hard, just making it a bit challenging. And once you have this, and of course it's going to be hard, as I said earlier, flow state is not a very easy thing. It's not something that the average people can do, so it's of course going to be hard. And if you want to be more than average, you got to do hard stuff, and the first 10 to 20 minutes is going to be hard, so just push through it and just try your best, right? And of course you're not going to achieve it in the first day, and on the first day, by the way, after you have been very distracted. But just the first things first, you need to understand is you first gotta like cut off your distractions, then like just stop multitasking and just focus on one task, and set clear goals, making it a bit hard, like just a little bit challenging, but not too easy, and not too, but you can start by making it a little bit easy, but definitely by time you just need to put the reps in and just genuinely do it. And once you practice it every single day, you will just naturally come in a state where every time you sit or start doing the work that's actually important to you, that you actually want to do, will like whenever you start doing it in a few minutes, you will just enter the flow state and you'll just start doing it. Of course, listening it is easy. You'll probably feel like, oh, it's easy, but when you really do it, it's going to be very hard, especially in the time that we live in, where it's very distracting. Like, we live in a very distracted timeline. So yeah, I think it's also very like gives us an opportunity for some of the people to be more than like average. Like nowadays, I think becoming more than average is very easy. So just take your opportunity, man, because nowadays nobody can really sit and just focus on one text and enter flow state that easily. So just take your opportunity to become more than average. I hope this video is helpful to you in some way. And as I said earlier, please do not treat this video like some bullshit video. Just take the advice, just try it for a few days, and you will naturally see how effective it is for like to enter flow state, like how effective this shit is. This shit has worked for me, and that's why I'm just trying to like share it. It's not a very rocket science thing, so I think it's gonna be very easy to understand. What's really hard is just putting the work in. I hope this video is helpful to you in some way. If you have any thoughts for this video or any problems with your life, you can definitely leave it down in the comments. Until then, stay disciplined.